G'day everyone, and welcome back to an early look at Automated. This is a production line puzzle game. Is probably the best way to describe it. It's the Steam page gives me like Big Pharma vibes. As this game's due to come out sometime in Q2 this year, and the developer was kind enough to send me a review key. And my understanding is that unlike Factorio, where you have a more sandbox environment to build your production lines, here in Automated, we have smaller levels and goals that we must meet. So here we go, campaign. Solve progressively challenging puzzles across 50 levels, master automation, and optimize your production lines to complete increasingly complex objectives. So let's jump into the campaign. Do you want to enable Zone Mode? You can change the selection of the options menu. Zone Mode disables rankings and gallery sharing. No, we'll leave that off, I guess. So what do we have here? Tutorial levels by the looks of it. Excellent. Iron Man's plumbing problem. Here we go. Here's our objectives. Deliver 30 iron bars in a minute or deliver 60 iron pipes in a minute. But it's got a tutorial, so let's jump in and see. Pretty good load time there. Okay, welcome to Automated. Your goal: deliver required products to complete each level. What is that background music? It's just a machine clicking randomly. Okay. Right. Let's start immediately. Use WASD, yep, scroll, middle mouse button, etc, etc. Easy. Right, click on the spawn to view its right. So click on spawn to see details to generate space and materials. World spawner. State will start spawning. Spawns 120 a minute, and the ultimate spawns is iron. We can close that. This is the receiver. It collects finished items. It takes iron bars. Right. Logistics. Select the conveyor belt. So, logistics, conveyor. Use the anchor system to perfectly align your conveyor. Use R to anchor a point and T to remove it. Okay. So, where do I press R? Presumably halfway through the drag out. Oh. To remove misplaced spoons or fix mistakes, use right mouse button. You can also delete the entire conveyor path by holding shift. So we can drag, use shift. Let's get rid of that. Right. So it's click and drag, is it? Rather than click once. Right. So where is this R coming into it? R. Ah, yes, there we go. I've successfully put that in the wrong place. Good job. T to remove it. I did that on purpose, clearly. Right. There we go. Now let's add a press machine directly onto your conveyor to process materials. Cool. Press. Rotate with R. Okay, cool. And that will just let me place it directly over that. Cool. That's handy. And that will make 60 iron bars a minute. And then we can start the simulation, can we? Alright, let's do that. Oh, or we can use spacebar. Go in a machine to view production details or hold left Alt to quickly see what's being produced. There we go. We can see that's working. Processing time is 1 second. Unsurprisingly, considering that it's producing 60 a minute. Alright, so what are we going to click on receivers? Notice 2 receivers with different item symbols. They have filters. Click on receiver to view its required item. Yep, so this one requires iron pipes. And that needs a splitter to deliver 2 different items. Use the 1x2 splitter. Select it from the logistics category and place it in front of the spawner. Right. Let's go ahead and do that. Let's stop the simulation. So we can bulk delete this. A splitter, we want a 1x2. Alright. I'll pop that in front there. Oh, it does have a mirror option. That's really handy. What do I want now? Conveyor belt. Drag that up there. Excellent. Then we need a cutter. Let's start and add a cutter and connector from the splitter's free output directly to the second receiver. Okay. We'll do that. Where can we put it? Just anywhere, it should be fine. But we need more conveyor belts. Ah, conveyor belt, they do have keybinds. Excellent. So if I'm over on machinery and hit 1, excellent. That does give me conveyor belts. That I like, being able to quick select the objects regardless of what particular menu I'm in. That's super handy. Right, there we go. So, deliver 30 iron bars in 1 minute, deliver 60 iron pipes in 1 minute. Considering that we're splitting this in half, that should be easily done. It produces 120 iron a minute. This can produce 120 iron pipes a minute, but it's only getting half, so that should easily achieve that. Let's hit space and complete. There we go. Oh, that was loud. That's not criticism, I've just got a headache. So that's 4 out of 5 stars, apparently. And we got the achievement welcome operator as well. That was good. So let's have a look at the next level, which I believe is also a tutorial. Right, so this is the objectives panel up here. You can see the requirements to complete the level. We'll deliver 15 reinforced concrete in 35 seconds. Oh, we've also got secondary objectives, do we? Complete in 23 seconds or less and use 85 or less power. Right. And this is our power, is it? Excellent. We need to deliver the reinforced concrete. Oh, and it conveniently tells us the production chain for reinforced concrete. That's super handy. Let's have a look at the next one. So recipes are read from left to right and function like flowcharts. Yep, cool. There we go. So these headings are what we're looking at. So cutter is the machine required to produce it. Right, so now I'm with it. I got very confused there because I'm blind with apparently. So yeah, item required stone, you run it through a cutter, and it gives the hotkey. Oh, that's handy. And it tells you what it goes into, and then, yeah, okay, cool. So we need stone, cut it, then we get stone blocks, and we feed that and the other stuff into a manufacturer. That's handy. 60 minutes a second input rate. How many arms per minute are needed to maintain stable production? Stone blocks is the output item. 60 meters a second, 60 a minute, blue, output rate, items produced per minute by this recipe. Yes, over here. Yeah, here we need 120 a minute stone blocks to produce 60 a minute reinforced concrete as indicated by the recipe. Since one cutter produces only 60 stone blocks a minute, we'll use 2. First split the spawner output, then connect 2 cutters. Okay, yeah, let's move that around. So, what do we need? A splitter over in logistics. And this is a good example of where we can... Now, does that... there we go, that makes more sense. So if we hit... What's the mirror button? There was a mirror button somewhere. Is it F? Or T? It was T. So if we mirror it with T, we can just change where the input on the back is. And then we can directly put cutters after those? Yeah. There we go. Then assemble the production of the remaining inputs. Yeah, now check the rest of the recipe for producing coal and iron ingots and place the specific machines at each spawner. So for the rest, we just need 60 a minute. And furnaces on both of those, so that looks easy enough. Let's see, furnace. Ooh, there's advanced furnaces, fancy. Right, so we need to fit this in here somewhere. 1 and 2. Cool. Great, now connect everything we've produced to our manufacturer. The trick here is to merge outputs from both cutters onto the same conveyor, achieving the required 120 a minute. Cool. Right, so where is the manufacturer? There it is. So stick that to the output, and then we can start assembling conveyors. Well, first item's easy as, just drag down the center. Next one shouldn't be too much more difficult. And then we need splitters, joiners. If you connect incorrect inputs or ones without a matching recipe, the server icon will appear. Okay, yeah, that's cool. Hopefully that goes away when I connect to the next one. So I don't see a joiner, so I assume we just need to do this the standard way. Excellent, nice. The symbol above the manufacturer shows reinforced concrete at the correct 60 minutes. Right, we need. Not quite yet. I'm not quite done adding the connections yet, but there we go. That's better. Now connect the manufacturer's output to the recipe and finish the level. Output the recipe. Connect the manufacturer's output. Oh, receiver. Yes, I am officially blind. Let's hit space to simulate. Here we go. And there we get our 4 out of 5 stars, which apparently we need to somehow complete using less than 85 power to get that last star. Awesome. Alright. Let's have a look at the next level. Alright. Quantum transporters need filters to teleport items. There's teleporters. Okay. In this level, you don't just need to deliver a certain number of items, but also keep production running without interruption for a while. Okay, maintain and deliver 60 structural cables a minute for 45 seconds. And remember, simply keeping production running won't be enough. The items must also be delivered to the receiver. Okay, cool. So what do we have in the recipe? Oh, I see advanced furnaces. So what's going on here? So to make 60 a minute, 60 structural cables a minute. Wow, words. We need to take copper, and with the furnace turned into copper filament, and then feed it into a welder. Right, so here's our copper. Here is our receiver. So let's see. Let's start with the welder. We'll start at the end and work our way back, I think is probably the way to go. So there's the welder. Right, and what do we need? Furnaces on the... Oh, interesting. It doubles the amount of copper filament. Cool, easy. So, what do we need? One to get up a pipe. One to get up a conveyor belt. One to get up a conveyor belt. Probably you want the... What's it called again? Furnace. Regular furnace. There's a furnace. So grab the furnace, hit one to grab the conveyor, and just drag that over to the input. Oh, there we go. We can see that even the conveyor belts use power. So that's probably one of the tricks of the power reduction. Maybe what I can do is move this further back, so I'm using less conveyors. Maybe that's one of the tricks. In fact, we can test that. We will build it like this, see how much power we end up using, and then I will try changing it. That should be fun. Or interesting at least. What else do we have? So to make steel, we need an advanced furnace. Okay. And that needs iron directly, and wood that's been turned into coal with a regular furnace. Right. So, first thing is first, furnace in front of the wood. And then we need iron, and that can go directly into the advanced furnace. Advanced furnace. Ooh. That's huge. That's huge.
That's what she said!
Well, that's a lot bigger than I was expecting. Alright. Huh. This good old space management's gonna be fun now. Right. Okay, I can plug it directly in there like that. That's a good start, I suppose. And we need the iron and coal. So, conveyor. Iron can go into that side, coal can go in there. And am I doing everything? Oh, I'm not. I need a furnace after the advanced furnace to turn the steel into reinforced steel plate. Well, okay. That changes things up. Where do I put it? Right, let's delete all of that. Because I need to move that advanced furnace. Advanced furnace. Can I... If I stick it... There's got to be an efficient way of doing this. That I'm not seeing. Maybe it involves moving this thing over. Well, maybe just move the welder down the line. Then we need... Where's our advanced furnace? Oh. Hey, that works. Where's the regular furnace? If I... Yes, now that we're getting somewhere. T to mirror that. Yeah, that makes sense. That works. So we're feeding the coal directly into the advanced furnace. If we feed the iron directly into the advanced furnace as well there. Yep, there's our 60 a minute of steel. Run that through another furnace, a regular furnace this time. So we'll run it through the regular furnace. Boom. Or straight away tells us what it's producing. I like that. That's a feature I really like. And then all this gets combined in the water? Yes. Alright, so yep, we're putting out the 60 minute there. And then run that into the receiver. Cool. If you have questions or want to revisit mechanics, simply check the help center. Okay, cool, that's handy. I like an in-game help option. Alright, this looks like it should be good. That repeating mechanical sound is probably my biggest complaint with the game so far, which is a really good sign. But adding that repeating mechanical sound to the headache is not helping. The headache. Right, let's simulate and see how we get. Oh, what have I screwed up? Nothing? No? Is it stable? It seems to be stable now. Yeah, and the inputs went red for a second, but they're fine now. Yep, maintain delivered for 45 seconds. Cool. We just need to work out the 45 seconds, and that should be almost up. Yeah, there we go. Hey, we got 5 stars. What was that 5th star for? Yeah, there we go. Complete level objective, complete in the time constraint, complete in the power constraint, complete in 57 seconds or less, and use 103 or less power. So, you get it looks like you get rewarded for really compressing down the size, using less conveyors and things. That's really handy. Want to share your solution with other players? No, I'm good, thanks. Right, what have we got going on here? This symbol above the spawner indicates a variable time spawner, which means it alternates between producing arms and being idle. Click on the spawner to check its times. What symbol's that? Am I blind? I legitimately don't see what symbol they're talking about. Is it the squiggly line on top? Here we have 2 zone spawners operating alternately, connecting both to the same conveyor belt for a constant flow. When one stops, the other will keep going. Okay, makes sense. And over here, yeah. Okay, that Oh, okay, the spawner for the... What is that? Wood. Also... The spawner for the wood also has that symbol, so it alternates between on and off. Right, okay. With a single wood spawn generating exercise, you can use storage to store the surplus. The conveyor belt can handle only 120 a minute, but the spawn generates twice the amount. Use storage to handle the overflow and maintain a supply during idle times. Right, so we get storage. And where does that live? Oh, if you want clear view, you can hold Tab to hide the item spawner item icons. Okay, yeah, that's handy. Clear things up with the tab key. Excellent. Right, so where is this storage that we were told about? Under MISC, is it? Yes, there we go. Resource cost 30 energy. Size 3x3. Yeah, here we go. So, well, that should be on the wood. That is huge. And we need to deliver 100 wooden planks and 100 stone bricks. Okay. In just over a minute. Righto, that makes sense. So, what do we need? Wooden planks, I needed a cutter. Yes, there we go. Cutter. Where is the cutter? Machinery, cutter, and does it say how much the cutter can do? No, because apparently I'm blind. Okay, we'll just stick that directly on the output. Can I pick you up? No, I need to delete you apparently. Cutter. 60 a minute. So that won't quite do it, will it? So I guess that means a splitter's in order. Is that there a button to pick things up? No, it doesn't appear to be. That... Oh, edit the selected item to modify its location while keeping its specific settings. Z. Right, there we go. That will come in handy, so let's see. Cutter. Other cutter. Then we need to grab a splitter from logistics. Pop that in. And then we need the old conveyor belt. Boom, and... Oh. Just put that on, output onto that one. Should do nicely. They said that the conveyor belt can do, what, 120 a minute, so that should be fine. And then we need... Oh, are they both using the same receiver? Oh, they are using the same receiver. Well, let's move that conveyor around the side and change that one. Yeah, that should stop there from being any production flow issues. And then stone blocks also need the cutter. So we'll need a splitter somewhere. I would think a good place for the splitter would be here. And we'll have an experiment to see if we can change the conveyors around in there. Let's have a look. So run that one directly to the output, and can I run that one sideways? Yes. So there shouldn't be any interference between those. Everything else in the game seems competent so far, so that should all sort itself out nicely. And then conveyor belt from here to the splitter, and that one down there, since that's apparently the spare one. And what are our bonuses? In 59 seconds or less, use 114 or less power. Well, it'd help if some genius would add the cutter for the stone blocks, wouldn't it? Well, well done. Well done. Right, Z to move the object, was it? Yes, there we go. Does Z have a... Oh, it does have an area select. That's handy. Machinery. Cutter and other cutter. How are we going? He's still using 114 or less power. Excellent. Right. I guess that's it. Let's give it an automate. Yeah, there we go. Now that all the stones are being generated, these have picked up to full speed. How are we going for the level objectives? Let's see. I reckon we'll be fine on this. We'll probably pull in well under a minute, hopefully. And yeah, there we go. We can see that the corners are working properly. Okay, excellent. Yeah, that was good. Hey, 5 stars. And only 58 seconds elapsed. I was right, it was under a minute, even if only barely. But technically correct is the best kind of correct. Alright, next level. We might do just this level, and then maybe go back and have a look at levels 1 and 2 for this episode. Ooh, what's this? Configure your selection settings here. These settings define what will be selected when deleting, copying, or editing an area. While building, you can also adjust other useful options. Ha! That is handy. Alright, looks like we don't have any more tutorials and we're on our own. So what do we need to do here? Ah yes, so this is the constant ones. This has got a straight arrow rather than that meandering curvy thing. So support beams need an advanced press, and we need 60 a minute of a bunch of things. Well, maintain and deliver 120 support beams a minute for 45 seconds. Right. There we go. So there's doubling involved. Right. And so we'll need... Oh, I'm blind. Right, so the cutter will make us 120 iron pipes a minute from the iron. I'm getting 60 of that a minute, so we're going to need to essentially double the production lines by the looks of it for the stone, potentially. Depends how many the cutter can handle. So if the cutter can only handle 60 minutes, that might be a bit of a slowdown. Right, so where are we? Advanced press. Cool. So first thing we need is the cutter for the iron. That should be the easiest. Yes, okay, that's now making 120 a minute of that. Alright, what does the cutter get if we put it in front of the stone? Yeah, it only does 60 a minute. Cool, so Z key, Z key, move that over. Splitter from logistics, 1x2 splitter. Excellent. Pop that down, grab ourselves another cutter. And then we need an advanced press somewhere. Here we go, here's our advanced press. Right, I think there should be fine. Let's see what happens when what results we get when we start connecting conveyors. So that just gives us the "I don't know what you're doing" warning, which is fine. Let's put these guys in. There we go. That's giving us 60 a minute of support beams. And we'll run that to the exit, and we'll see how some equity objectives are going. Complete in 59 seconds or less. Now then, what we needed to produce 120 a minute. So that means we need a second one of these. Yeah, how are we going to do that? Logistics? Oh, we've got elevators. It would probably help if I paid more attention. I'm going to blame the headache. Let's see. Yes, that's probably good. Actually, that should be enough for one each. So, I'm going to need a second... What is it? A second advanced press. That's mandatory. We can move the location if we need to. So, easiest thing to do is probably run the two different stone block lines that we've got here. So there's the two stone block lines. And then we need a splitter and an elevator somehow, I guess. Right, 1x2 splitter. Probably there. One can just go straight through. Have I screwed that up? Why is that not giving me the correct result? Yeah, that should be making... I don't know why that is not showing the input. Oh, it's because I'm a dumbass and I put the splitter down wrong. Right, let's fix that really quickly. There we go, that was better. Okay, logistics, elevator. Oh crap, those are huge. Right. Huh. Okay, so we can flip the in and out points to have them on the same side, so that's something, I guess. But can we get an out that's at the bottom? How do we get things to go the other way? I mean, there's ridiculous ways that this could be done with massively long conveyor belt lines, but that doesn't seem remotely helpful. Need to get the iron in there. Alright, let's see if we can work something out with this elevator. But how do I get things back down? Oh, I see. We have increase and decrease heights and... Oh, rotating. Is that... Oh, that's just the kind of rotate. Okay, we can increase and decrease the height like that. This is apparently the minimum height. Invert just changes which side the output's on. So how do I get it to go down? That's my next question. So how do the conveyors come out of here? Do they just magically float? I'm here to just magically float. I am okay with this. Let's see. Logistics, elevator. Okay, it automatically changes around to figure its stuff out. There we go. I was getting all confused for something that was automatic. There we go. That seems to all be adding up. Oh, I've lost the conveyor down there. Right. 2 producing 60 a minute. How are we going for our secondary objectives? Yeah, we're still using less power than we need. Hopefully that stays the same after we connect these conveyor lines. Yes, just about. Alright, I suppose we'll hit space and see if that's working. There we go, we can see the elevator bringing our iron up and dragging it over. What are you complaining about? Nothing, apparently. So how are we going? Yep, so that's in progress, and we've got to maintain that for 45 seconds. And it's just counting up there, and hopefully we can hit that at around 45-second mark. Maybe not. Do we need to change something there? Oh, we might have just scraped through. Hey, we did, with a second and change to spare. What were those achievements? Let's see. Reverse logistics, complete a level using an inverted elevator. Okay. And a Pro League Initiate. Upload a pro solution. Well, not terribly interested in uploading anything. Apparently, we're still in the tutorial. So that's level 5. Let's go back to the level selector and look at level 1, which I think we only got a 4-star solution on. Right, so what solutions do we have? So that was a normal ranking. Star progress 4 out of 5. So how do I view my previous solutions, like the rankings over there? What does this do? This just allows us to play them. Right. Okay. So, okay, let's play the old solution, and we'll have a look at those secondary objectives. So what's the secondary objective? Use 64 or less power. How the devil does one do that? Oh. We're using too many conveyors there. That's probably the easiest. Yep, that's it. 64. Boom. And I think we've probably got a similar problem on level 2. You can do it, game. Oh, actually I can speed this up, can't I? Well, too late. Whoops. Hey, there we go. There's that. 5-star. Alright, let's try level 2, which I think had a very similar problem. Yeah, 4 out of 5 stars. Let's play that. Right, secondary objectives. Use 85 or less power. Now then, how do I do that? Use less power. Ah. Easy. Wait, mate. Easiest way is probably remove all these conveyors. Drag that back to there. Change these conveyors there. Another conveyor into there. And yeah, that's it. That's done. Yeah, so the more compact you can make it, the less conveyors you can use, the better you go for the power consumption. So let's hit space on that and simulate it out. So, while that goes, let's have a chat. Oh. Yeah, there we go. There's a 5 stars done and over with in just under 21 seconds. So, that's probably enough for an early look. I've quite enjoyed our time with Automate It. It seems to be very competently made. A lot of the gripes that could potentially exist have been taken care of by the developers. Most of the problems I've experienced are due to me being blind, so that's no fault of the developers. Yeah, I've quite enjoyed this, and in so much, in fact, that I'll probably come back to this, either in my personal time or as another video for the channel. I'm not sure which, but I have quite enjoyed Automate It. If you enjoy factory builders and puzzle games, you might enjoy it as well. Let's see how much the game is. It hasn't released yet, so we don't have a price just yet. But there is a demo currently available. If you are interested in the game, I've left a link to the store page down in the description. You can go over and check out the demo. God, demos are nice. Remember when demos used to be a big thing? It seems that demos are back, and I really like demos. So yeah, planning release sometime in Q2. So do consider adding the game to your wish list if you're interested. And yeah, I've really enjoyed my time with it, and I hope you will too if you choose to jump in on it. Thank you very much for watching, folks, and I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.